Hi, everybody. This is Mike from Dimensional Walking. And today I'm going to speak about celebrities and their connection to magic, the paranormal, and non-human entities, or as I like to call them, NHEs. Anyways, so let's start off with, we're kind of divide this into two categories or two types of individuals. One we're going to call the very, very rich or the ultra rich. And who I'm going to include in this group is five men. And one is Jeff Bezos. The next one is Sir Richard Branson, Bill Gates, Paul Allen, and Elon Musk. That's the five I want to talk about. So the first three I want to talk about in that group is going to be Bezos, Branson, and Musk. And the reason I want to kind of put them together is all three of them goal has been to get off planet, to go to outer space. And all three of them, in one way or the other, have accomplished that as of this video. And Jeff Bezos being the last one. So throughout their life, and during my research, I have found out that all of them have been very much interested in science fiction. And as you probably know, science fiction is kind of the precursor, I guess, to future technology. Just about any of the most profound science fiction movies or books. In those movies or books, you will find some pretty profound technologies that, you know, fast forward 30, 40, 50 years came to be. And I think it's the same thing with science fiction today. Whatever we see today is probably only 20 years in the future. So anyways, these three gentlemen have been very much always interested in science fiction. And with that, their abilities to go to outer space. So my feelings are all three of these guys have actually had some kind of contact with, as I call them, NHEs, non-human entities. And actually, you know, a little bit on the funnier side is when I first saw the picture of Jeff Bezos, I actually thought he was kind of an alien. I mean, he looks like an alien, a good-looking alien, but he looks like an alien. Looks like a gray that I had one time encountered when I was probably in my 20s. So the similarities were quite amazing. Anyways, I feel that these gentlemen have all, the three of them have all had some type of contact. One of the things I want to say is that what I think about is amazing. All three of them were able to somehow put together teams that were able to build rockets and were able to go to outer space, which is incredible in its own right. And that's one of the other reasons I believe that they all have had this contact, and they actually were enhanced, basically, or told or downloaded, whatever you want to call it, in order to make them have the ability to develop these space programs. It's pretty incredible stuff. Okay, so then let's move on to two other gentlemen, two other very ultra rich gentlemen. One is Bill Gates, and the other one is Paul Allen, who is Bill Gates's original partner in developing Microsoft. Paul Allen is passed away. I think it's probably been almost 2 years now. Bill Gates, of course, is still alive. And one thing I want to say about Bill Gates is that I had heard, either I've read, either from a book from Paul Allen, or maybe even a book that Bill Gates had written. But somewhere, and I feel pretty comfortable about what I read, was that when Bill Gates and Paul Allen were in Albuquerque, New Mexico, when Bill Gates was very young, his parents actually lived in Albuquerque, and he lived with him, of course. And in the garage, when Bill was just starting to do his coding, his Microsoft, well, it was pre-Microsoft, of course, at that time, but it was his computer coding. he would sit, and the story goes, he would sit in a rocking chair, and periodically during the coding, he would rock back and forth. And then in theory, he kind of went into a bit of a trance, and he was downloaded information, and then he would go back to coding. And this would be kind of a little bit of a routine he would do. Now, I'm pretty sure that Paul Allen witnessed this. And I will tell you kind of a little interesting side story. Paul Allen also, and this is not any speculation on my part, he's always been interested in kind of the paranormal, UFOs, et cetera, cryptids. So anyways, one time I just got a whim, and I was going to talk to him because I knew I was trying to get a hold of him and maybe have him do a proposal. I was going to do a proposal for him to maybe help support an effort I was trying to do with some cryptid research. And so anyways, I went ahead and just out of the blue, it was about 4:30. I think it was on a Friday of all days. So I found their phone number, the corporate office in Seattle. So I picked up the phone and said, "Oh, I'll call and see what happens." And of course, my expectation was I was going to get the operator, I was going to get the receptionist, I was going to get the gatekeeper. So I wasn't going to be able to talk to Paul Allen at all. Well, come to find out, right around 4:30-ish, that's when the office kind of clears out. And sure enough, somebody picks up the phone, and I said, "Hey, can I speak to Paul Allen?" He says, "You're speaking to him." And I'll be damned. I guess just because I called at the right time, at the right minute, I got Paul Allen. He just said, "Oh, I was just happened to be walking by, picked up the phone, and blah, blah, blah." The rest is a little bit of history. And he was a super guy, super nice guy. We probably talked for about 20 minutes. I told him what the reason I called, and I told him about I wanted to do a proposal to him about doing something in the paranormal, some type of research, etc. It's been many years, so I don't honestly remember exactly what it all was. But anyways, he was quite receptive to it. He says, "Hey, here's the address. Send your proposal to this person, blah, blah, blah. Tell him that you called, talk to me, that I would be open to at least looking at it." And I was thrilled. I was absolutely thrilled. So one of the things, just before we hung up, I said, "Listen, I just want to ask you a question. It's a burning question. It's been in the back of my mind." And the question was, did Bill Gates, that's my cat shaking my chair, sorry. Did Bill Gates in Albuquerque rock back and forth and get downloaded information? And it was kind of a little bit of a noise in the end, like maybe a little laugh or something. And well, the bottom line is he didn't answer the question. But I said, "Okay, well, thank you. I get it." And we moved on. I didn't want to press him on it at all. So we said goodbye, and I sent the proposal, and nothing happened. I eventually, if you probably followed Paul Allen, he ended up getting cancer and dying a couple of years ago, and which is too bad. He was a really nice guy. I mean, from my conversation and what I heard from other people. So anyways, so bottom line was, I think Bill Gates was downloading information that helped him develop the coding that eventually led to Microsoft. So that was really, really incredible and important. Anyways, so moving right along. So next I want to talk about singers, musical singers, celebrities that are singers, okay? And there's a group of them, a very special group that I really enjoy listening to their music. One I want to start with is Billie Eilish, and she, both of her parents were Celts, were Celtish, which Celts mean a group of beings or historical people that lived in the British Isles in Ireland. And they're from a background that probably came from Northern Europe, way back. Okay. Now, in the Celt folklore, there's another group of people I want to talk about real quickly, and they're called the Sidhe. The Sidhe were this beautiful, slender light beings. Okay. and they were very musical. They had beautiful voices. They were magical. They had all kinds of other abilities and powers like healing, and they were absolutely incredible. And they kind of faded away probably about 500 years ago, even though there is some sightings of them in the British Isles. Um, they're really not like they were at one point, going back several thousand years. There's history talking about these she people and what their powers were and the magic were. Well, one of the things I believe they actually left behind was some of this wonderful DNA. And there are people in the British Isles, Ireland included, that have this DNA in them and have some of these abilities, especially musical abilities. And that's why I'm going to list a few of these people I believe possess this, and primarily from their voices. What I hear in their voices, the magic in their voices, the beauty in their voices, etc. Billie Eilish is one of them. She's she's 19 years old. Again, her parents are Celts, are from England and Ireland. And so anyways, but one of the interesting things about her was in her first album that she did, she's working, I think she finished her second, but in her first album, it talks about, which I believe, it talks about her experiences as a contactee, an alien contactee. So if you listen to the words very carefully, or you look at the words, it's probably better to look at the words and read the words from the song. There's several songs on there referred to this, that it actually is a journey of a contactee, maybe an abductee, but definitely a contactee. Okay. So if you pay attention to that, you'll see what I mean. So there's Billie Eilish, and then there's Adele, and then there's Enya, and then there's Laura McKinnon, and then there's Amy Winehouse. All of these are all Celts. They all come from either Scotland or the UK or England, Ireland. And they have magic in their voices. They're really incredible. And I believe they've gotten this ability from the she. And I believe I'm considering the she as being non-human entities. Okay. They have wonderful voices. Now, I also want to throw in another person. Her name is Shannon Day. She's a local here in the Oregon, Washington area. She's an actress too, and she's got a wonderful voice. And anyways, Rainbow and I hopefully will have lunch with her in the next few weeks, and we're pretty excited about that. And at that point, I will ask her if she has what her heritage is or what her background is, to see if she is a cat. She is a cultic person. So we'll see. She may or may not, but her music fits right into the rest of the ladies that I mentioned. It's absolutely beautiful. It's absolutely magical. Anyways, with that said, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to share that with you. It's been on my mind for quite a while. I believe there are people besides celebrities. There are many people that have had contacts, and those contacts have been very positive contacts. And with those contacts, they've been able to be successful in life and be happy in life, etc. So it isn't always dark, gloomy stuff to have an alien encounter. It can be very, very positive. So with that, I will say farewell until we meet again. And if you like us, please like us and please subscribe. We need our subscriptions. And if you want to email us any questions or want to share any experiences, the email address is dimensionalwalking@gmail.com. And thank you very much. Bye.